Hi guys, it's Allie. In today's video, I don't know what I'm going to title this. I'm doing it in mind of YouTube bullying. However, I think that the tips that I have are going to be applicable for just general cyberbullying, internet bullying. Yeah. And I wanted to start off by saying thank you to all of my wonderful subscribers. I've only had one rude comment since I've been on YouTube. And that comment I just responded to the way I wanted to, and I just kept it moving. But I've not had really any non-constructive criticism on my channel, which is crazy because I was expecting a lot. And I've had one comment, and that's it. So thank you guys. I appreciate being a part of such a positive community, and a community that is very sensible. I really like it. And I think that maybe the nail polish community is a bit older demographically than a lot of other channels or a lot of other communities on YouTube, so that might have something to do with it. But either way, thank you guys so much. However, I do watch a lot of other communities on YouTube, and I see a lot of negative, horrible comments, and I see how that's affecting people. So I talked about in my first vlog what prompted me to want to make this video. Not that I want to make it, but what prompted me to make the video was watching Thrift Thick. I guess it was about a month ago. She had a video up of a lot of the rude comments that she had received, and it reduced her to tears. And I was just sitting there like, I don't understand why anyone would feel like they need to, have to, or want to leave such a negative comment that someone ends up crying. Like, that to me makes no sense. Why do you find joy in that? But what I have come to realize is, upon reflecting, is covered in the tips that I'm going to discuss with you today. So let's hop in. I'm going to be giving creators and positive commenters a few tips for dealing with those kinds of comments, and then at the end, because there are a lot of people who claim that they want to leave some constructive criticism, I'm going to be leaving two tips for those who want to leave constructive criticism. I'm going to be showing you how you can do that without being rude. So let's jump in. So tip number one that I have for creators and positive commenters is to understand the audience. This is so important. Your audience is probably primarily made up of people who are under 18. They have a lot of life to live. They have a lot of life experiences to go through. They may not have any positive role models in their life who are showing them how to talk to people or how to behave. I mean, I'm seeing that more and more as the kids come up, as the kids grow up. I remember my generation, or at least me, I had respect for people, like everyone. That's how my parents raised me. But I see more and more that parents aren't really raising their kids at all, and I feel like it's affecting how we treat each other. And unfortunately, people under 18, just a lot of them don't know how to treat people. And so you might be the only person who can be a positive influence on that person, and so don't go back and forth with them in the comments, trading insults for insults. It's really not going to show that person how to deal with people and how to behave. It's just going to reinforce what they've already learned. So try to be understanding and respond appropriately to your audience. If your audience is primarily adults, you can chalk it up to immaturity, quite frankly. The truth is, hardworking, mature adults just don't have the time to leave rude and insulting and mean comments. They just don't have time to do that. Most people I know who watch YouTube just watch the video and keep moving. But those who leave comments, most of the time they're leaving it because they enjoyed the content. Because personally speaking, and I know I speak for a lot of people who watch, if you don't like what you see, you cut it off. Click off. Move on to the next thing. You don't watch it for the sake of going into the comments to nitpick, to be mean, to be rude. Like, who has time for that? You clearly have too much time on your hands if you have time for that. So just chalk it up to immaturity and keep moving. Tip number two is do not engage with the rude commenters. and this one can be hard. If your comment is going to show that you were bothered by what the initial commenter said, just don't comment. They thrive on getting under your skin, making you angry. They're like a little mosquito. They just thrive on it. When you're swatting at them, they just want to bite you even more. So don't give them the satisfaction of knowing that they have made you mad, they've made you angry. And contrary to popular belief, you can delete comments. You don't have to sit there and look at a rude comment every time you log into the comments function on YouTube. Just delete it. I mean, I personally don't delete anything except for spam. If you spam me, that comment goes right in the trash. I personally don't delete anything else because nothing else bothers me, and I feel like if someone leaves something rude, that reveals more about them than it does me. So I don't mind leaving the comment there, but if it bothers you so much, delete the comment. Delete it and just keep moving, because it's not worth feeling bad about yourself, being on the verge of tears, being angry all the time, feeling like you don't want to do this anymore. It's not worth that. Just delete the comment and keep it moving. And that unofficial rule of YouTube where it's like, oh, if you delete comments, then you are too soft for YouTube. You shouldn't be on YouTube. That's just stupid. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate to use that word, but it's ridiculous. It's childish. It's stupid. That is stupid. Nobody sits and listens to negative, mean, rude people on a daily basis for the fun of it. Sorry. No. Delete and keep it moving. And this tip also is for those who leave positive comments. There are a lot of people who are always in the comments who are very positive, and they will get into these little spats with people who leave the rude comments, and it's just ugliness back and forth. Don't engage with them. Don't give them the satisfaction. When their one lonely little comment is sitting up there, mean, rude, disgusting, vile, whatever, people will see that one little comment and think, boy, that person has some problems. But if you're going back and forth with them, then you have problems too. So just don't engage with them. Don't let them drag you down to their level. Seriously, don't engage with them. My third tip is going to be, if you do respond, take the same approach that we talked about in my workplace bullying video, which was the last encouragement video I put up a few weeks ago. It's entitled Workplace Bullying. You can check that out. I talked about responding with logic and some different examples. I worked through a couple of different examples in that video. You can definitely use that same approach if you are going to respond. You can ask genuine questions of the commenter. That will probably, I mean, it could ignite a really mature conversation, but it will probably end the conversation. And, you know, sarcasm always works as well. And generally, people don't know how to respond to sarcasm, so it's a quick way to end the conversation. But you can refer to that video for some specific examples. So those are the 3 tips for my creators and positive commenters. Now let's talk about leaving constructive criticism. How do you do that? Well, tip number 4, there is absolutely nothing wrong with leaving constructive criticism. I personally don't do it. I don't see the purpose in doing it. If a person makes a video, puts it up, I figure they want it to look the way they do. They want it to be the way that it is. They edited it, so you know the decisions that they made were their decisions, and they're fine with it. So I don't personally feel the need to leave constructive criticism, but I know some of you have left me constructive criticism, and it's helped my channel morph into what it is today. Some of you asked, would you mind listing the nail polishes in the order that you talk about them in the description box? Done. Can you list what nail polish and lipstick you're wearing in the description box? Cool, got it. Someone said, I like how you put this picture of the nail polish up here or your swatches up here, and we can see you talking at the same time. Apparently you guys like the face-to-face with the swatches and stuff up here. Thank you for letting me know that, first of all. And second, someone asked, can you make the pictures a little bit bigger? Well, I hope that they're big enough. I tried to, you know, take that into consideration and make them bigger. Constructive criticism can definitely improve your content. So don't be anti-constructive criticism. I'm not anti-constructive criticism at all. I love it. However, there are ways to leave constructive criticism. That's what we're going to talk about. So rude constructive criticism might be, stupid vloggers don't know how to show the polish in good lighting so we can actually see the polish. Yes, I got that one time. was a little bit more colorful language than that, but essentially. Well, it was a good point. You need to be able to see the polish if I'm going to talk about it, if I'm going to give a review. You need to be able to see it clearly. You need to be able to see the color and all of what's going on in the polish, right? So when I first started out, I had no idea about the lighting situation, and I had to feel my way through it as I kept making videos. Nonetheless, it was a valid point, absolutely valid, but the point was lost in the tone of the message, because the tone of the message was derogatory, rude, mean, whatever. A better way to convey that same exact message might be, I'm having trouble seeing the true color of the polish. Is there any way for you to show a close-up view or something to where we can see the polish more clearly? Same point, worded differently, I can listen to the second one. Let's give another example. I hate your music. Okay. Music can be personal preference. But maybe the viewer wouldn't have felt the way they did about the music if it had been at a more appropriate level. So a better way to say, I hate your music, could be, I was a little bit distracted by your music. Is there any way for you to bring the volume down? Same point. One's worded in a way where I don't mind responding to that. I don't mind doing what they asked. The other is, okay. And let's just do one more. How about the old favorite, you suck. Hey baby, I'm not great at vlogging nail polish. That could be a valid point. But maybe you should give me some ways to get better. You know, instead of just saying, oh, you're terrible at this, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm not going in enough detail about the formula. Say that. Maybe I'm not giving you a clear enough picture of the polish. Say that. As a creator, you know, I was talking about in tip number 3, if you do respond appropriately. Here's where you can start asking some genuine questions. If someone says, you know, you suck, you know, you can say, how can I get better? They're either going to ignore your comment or hopefully they'll respond in a mature way where they can actually give you some constructive criticism and help make your channel better. So those are some ways that you can take what you really want to say and phrase it into a way that a person can accept it and not get lost in the tone of what you're saying. That makes sense. And my last tip is very important, and it is that generally constructive criticism does not apply to matters of personal appearance. Generally, personal appearance is a preference. That's not criticism. That's a preference. Telling someone that they're fat, they're ugly, you don't like their voice, you don't like their personality, that's not constructive criticism. That's who that person is. That's what they look like. It's who they are. You're not giving them constructive criticism when you are attacking their looks or personal appearance or personality or whatever. So if you are so bothered by the fact that they're fat, or the fact that they're, in your eyes, ugly, or the fact that they have an annoying voice, or the fact that they have an annoying personality, leave the channel. You don't need to leave a comment. Just leave the channel. Take all of the hostility, take all of the annoyance out of your life and just leave the channel. That's tip number 5. So I hope this video was helpful. Snark level was on 100. Just because I feel like these are conversations we should not have to have. I mean, why do we need to have a conversation about bullying? We don't. Sometimes I wish there was like an age limit on the internet. But then people would just be immature when they finally got on there. You know what I mean? So that wouldn't work. So that's the video. I hope the video was helpful. If you have any other tips for dealing with cyberbullying, responding to cyberbullying, tips for leaving constructive criticism, please leave them in the comment section, not the description box. Please leave them in the comment section. And I will just see you guys in the next video very soon. Bye.